Are you a tall man or woman who would like to buy an MX5, but is slightly afraid of maybe not fitting in one because you are a little bit too tall? Well, I covered this topic 2 years ago in a YouTube video in my Mark 1 MX5, and I'm back again 2 years later with some new insights and knowledge on how to fit in an MX5 if you are a bit too tall for them. 2 years ago, I spoke about 5 different things that you could do to your MX5 to fit in it a little bit better, but I have come to the wise knowledge that you only need to do 2 things to maximize the space in an MX5. Now, I have tried every combination from bucket seats to the foam sectomy, trying different steering wheels, and I can tell you, out of the 4 MX5s I've had in the past 3 years, the combination I've put in this car is probably the best. So let me show you around. Now, before I show you the ultimate solution to getting maximum headspace, let me talk about the standard seats for a second. These seats, after trying bucket seats, the foam sectomy, and the seat you see over there, these are actually not as bad as you think. I've installed the bucket seats only to be a little bit closer and a little bit higher, so it kind of defeats the point. So if you are looking for more room, what I'd recommend is just removing this rear roll bar. I don't know if you can even call it that. This style bar, if you remove that, it gives you a little bit more room so you can push the chair backwards and kick the headrest back a little bit more. Yes, you remove that little bit of safety, but you get that little bit extra legroom and it makes the world of a difference. I did that in my Mark 1 MX5 and it made it a really enjoyable experience. But now let's get onto the daddy of MX5 chairs. If you've read the MX5 forums, this is probably the ultimate solution if you're over 6 foot, and this is a Lotus Elise seat. And the nice thing about this is they make a little bracket kit that you can bolt directly to the MX5 rails, so you can also move the chair backwards and forwards, and you can unbolt it if you need to. If you have put a bucket seat in an MX5, you will realise that it's the worst experience probably known to man, because you can't get your hands behind the chair to do the back bolts up. As you can see, they are squidged under there and there is no hope. You have to reach around the back, put a spanner completely flat on the floor, and you end up doing this with the spanner for a little bit. It's not a nice experience. But with this, oh my god, I almost this took me 10 minutes to install, and you know with car mods, if it says it's going to take 10 minutes to install, you can bet your sweet pippy it's going to take 2 hours. But this not only lowered the angle of the seat so my legs had more room to kind of go up and then down towards the pedals, it also has a higher headrest, as you can see here, than the standard factory MX5 seat. So where I was normally resting my head on the metal, I've actually got a bit of cushion. I have also got the one with lumbar support as well, so I can support my spine whilst I'm sending it around corners, and it's probably one of the best seats I've ever had in an MX5, which is why I've put it in this small video for you guys. There is only one downside to this chair, and that is the price and rarity. These chairs are very difficult to find. I found this on Facebook Marketplace for about £300. I'll see if I can put a screenshot up on the video for you. And then I ended up lowballing the guy because I had to drive an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to go get it in rush hour traffic. But now that it's in the car and it's bolted down, it's probably one of the best mods I've ever done to an MX5. It's OEM plus, it's comfortable, it really does support you, almost as good as the Sparco Sprint seats, which actually surprised me. As you can see, it's got nice wide bolsters here. They're quite deep, they're about 4 fingers deep, so they do support you around the corners, and also look how deep the butt spot is. I don't know how else to explain this area, but you get pushed up against these and it's comfortable when you're driving it around corners. This is the ultimate solution for seats in an MX5. Now, what's the best bang for your buck if you want to fit in your MX5 for cheap? Now, you can see it from here, and this is a boss kit and steering wheel combination. Now, this I bought directly off of Boffy Racing. I got the, I think it's the HKB boss kit. As you can see, I fitted it here. I think it cost me under £100 to buy the boss kit. And then on top of that, I bought one of the cheapest 320mm steering wheels I can find, which is the Motomex steering wheel here. Now, the reason this is probably one of the best mods you can do is that it frees up a lot of knee space, and if you are a bit lankier like me, I had a spare wheel spacer here. In the last video I made, I was talking about a quick release, but in this car, I had a wheel spacer. So it's the exact same length and it gives me a little bit more knee room. I would highly recommend buying a quick release because when you put the steering wheel on, it's actually going to be 30mm closer to your knees, so it makes it a lot harder to actually steer with the Bosket. Buying a quick release or a wheel spacer like this is a game changer, and the nice thing about this specifically is you can buy them in different sizes, so you can measure how far you have the steering wheel to your legs. With a quick release, you can expect, you know, a decent chunk, but personally, this is perfect driving position for me. Elbows slightly bent, I've got room to move my elbows around, and hands down with the chair, this combination here is one of the best, and I've done a lot of combinations, trust me. So if I just shut the door here, I can show you that I've got plenty of legroom. I'm pushed all the way back in my chair. I've got plenty of knee room. They don't hit the steering wheel. Also, with this setup, with the clutch pedal, you can put your foot just behind it. And I'm 6'3" and I can almost straighten my knee and relax it quite comfortably. Also, this is the headroom situation with the Lotus seats. I think I've got a finger or two fingers worth of clearance. When I go to put a helmet on, I don't know if I'm going to do that with the roof up, so I'll install a proper roll bar and then just run it with the roof down, which means if it's wet on a track day, I am screwed. But this is what you can kind of expect if you're 6'3" and you want to buy the Lotus Elise seat. Luckily, the bracket for the Lotus Elise seat was included with the Mark 1 MX5 rails, which is why it was such a good deal. For the seat, the rails and the adapter bracket for the chair, you are looking at around £400 depending on the condition of the Lotus seats. It is expensive and it's way more than bigger bucket seats. It's the ultimate version of OEM Plus. So there you have it. That is the ultimate 2 mods that you can do to maximize the space in your MX5. Please be aware that this will work for Mark 1s and Mark 2s. I can't say anything about Mark 3s because I have never owned one. But in my experience of owning 4 MX5s in the past 3 years now, this is the best version I have possibly found and made. So on that note, if you are taller and you want to buy an MX5, make sure to put this in the budget because it is going to cost you maybe an extra £500 just to be that little bit more comfortable in the car. It's a bonus if these things are already installed, so I'd say don't be afraid. I keep buying MX5s, I'm still 6'3", and I still love them. 2 years on, I still own MX5s. You can definitely own an MX5 if you are taller. So on that note, thank you for watching. I have been Lewis, and I will see you in the next video.